Good morning, everybody. We are going to start. Today we're going to have accounting. And we're going to work in class. So make sure that your internet is working good and everything. It's not much, but because of time, we are going to start. Okay, today we are going to talk about something that you know very good. Something that you know maybe a lot than other people. Sales and costs. You probably know this in Spanish or study this in Spanish or are studying this in Spanish, right? So what is the difference between sales and costs? Who can tell me that? What's the difference?
The one refers to something that we buy and other things that we sell.
Yes, you're right. So costs are the things that you pay and sales are the things that you sell, right? So here, which color do you think represents costs in this graph here? Which color represents cost?
Red.
Okay, Cynthia, what do you think? Which color do you think represents cost?
Cost.
Red or green?
I think it's color red.
Maybe. What about you, Liz? Which color do you think represents cost? Okay, well.
I think that red.
Okay.
Or green. No, green, no, red.
It's okay, honey. Well, the idea about this picture here is that we understand that when we sell something, when we sell something, right, we give a product, touchable or untouchable, like a service. When we provide something, when we sell something, we receive money. So in that case, our money increase. And that's why sales is in green. And when you produce something, you are going to pay to providers, to pay services like electricity, internet, that kind of thing. So your money goes out. So in that case, you're right, guys. Cost is represented in red color and green represents sales. All right? Well, let's do some reading. If you have your booklet with you, it's okay. If you have your booklet, because you can take notes there or work in classes we're going to do today. So let's read a little bit this. Let me see. Ivana, hi Ivana. Can you please help us reading the first paragraph?
Hi, Miss. Okay.
Thank you.
Sales describes what a business sells and the money it receives for it. Dennis Van Beek of Darnes Marine is having a sales meeting with her sales team.
Thank you very much. Okay, so it's what I said in the beginning. Sales is the money that you receive. And here we have an example. Jose, can you please help us reading this, our sales figures? Okay, Mariuxi, can you please help us read in this paragraph, our sales?
Yes, Miss. Excuse me. Our sales figures and turnover, money received from sales in the last year are good with revenue. Money from sales revenue of 14.5 million euros on volume of 49 boats. This is above our target of 13 million euros. We estimate our sales growth next year at 10%, as the world economy looks good and there is demand for our products. So my sales forecast is nearly 16 million euros for next year. I'm relying on you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any student, can you recognize the bold words? The bold words, so like these ones here. You know, bold.
Sales meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Sales meeting, what else?
Sales team.
Sales figures.
Sales figures. When we talk about figures, we talk about numbers, guys, numbers.
Turnover.
Turnover,
Revenue.
revenue. We're going to use these words in, oops. Okay, we're going to use these words in an exercise, so that's why I'm highlighting them. Volume, what else?
Target.
Target, we're going to study about target next year in entrepreneurship. Target, Anything else?
Sales growth.
Sales growth, very good. I didn't see this one. Sales growth. When something goes bigger.
And sales forecast.
Sales forecast.
You're right. Forecast is the projection, a projection. When we talk about, for example, television, and you're watching a TV show, maybe a live TV show, that's a forecast. Also, when they predict the weather and says, oh, today is going to rain, that's a forecast. It's the same in sellings, when you can predict something. All right, well, let's continue. Do you have any question about this, by the way? I'm sure you understand this easily because it's the same that you study in Spanish. This is just some vocabulary that you're probably going to use in the future if you work in a bilingual company or in other country. By the way, you know that talking or speaking two languages will open more doors. So it means that you will work in bigger companies or have your own business with other countries. So take this as a big advantage to learn for now and for the future. Let's continue. Sales 2. Let me see who's here. Denise, can you please help us reading this page, this slide?
Sales 2. Here are some more use of the word sale. A. Make a sale, sell something. B. Be on sale, be available to buy. C. Unit sales, the number of things sold. D. Sales, a company department. E. A sale, a period when a shop is charging less than usual for goods. F. The sales, a period when a lot of shops are having a sale.
Thank you very much. Okay, so these are different ways to use the combination of the word sales, right? Different combinations. So when we talk about make a sale, we're talking about when you sell something, right? You sell something, so you say, hey, I made a sale today. Probably you sell a car. So you make a sale. Be on sale is like something, as you can read there, it's available to buy. So if you want to buy a new cell phone, for example, you make sure if it is on sale, if you can buy it already or not yet. Unit sales, yeah, it's the number of things, how many cells you buy, 1, 2, 3, so that's unit, because you count how many. Sales, and look at this, is a company department. So if someone asks you, where do you work? You can say, oh, I work on sales. That's it. I work on sales. You don't need to say maybe too much, like I work for the selling company. No, the selling department. No, you say I work on sales. That's it. A sale, and this is very different. It's talking about a period when a shop is charging less than usual for goods. A sale, and probably you read it even here in Ecuador, they paste in the windows with red letters, right? With red letters like sale. If you read it in Spanish, it sounds like something bad, but actually it's something good because they say it's like you pay less than the regular price. So that's on sale. And finally, the sales, a period when a lot of shops are having a sale. For example, in United States, Thanksgiving, and you probably have heard about Black Friday, right? So they have sales in that period. Sometimes it's one day or the whole week or the weekend. Guys, questions about this? No questions? We continue with cost, and here we're going to read this between two students because it's a lot. So let's see. Ariana, did you read already? Not yet, right? Ariana, help us reading, please, from cost to materials.
The money that a business spends are its costs. Direct costs are directly related to providing the product. Example, salaries. Fixed costs do not change when productions go up or down. Example, rent, heating, etc. Variable costs change when production goes up or down. Example, materials. Cost of, okay. Sorry.
Thank you. Mariuxi, no, Mariuxi already read, right? Who hasn't read yet? Cristina, who? Ah, okay. You continue, please. Who's going to continue? Okay, Cristina, please continue. From cost of goods, from here.
Cost of goods sold. The variable cost in making particular goods, materials and salaries. Indirect costs. Overhead costs or overheads are not directly related to production administration. Some costs, especially indirect ones, are also called expenses. Costing is the activity of calculating cost amounts calculated for particular things or costing.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I have a question for you. It's a question, yes or no question. Have you studied this in Spanish in accounting class, maybe this year or some other year? Yes or no?
Miss, I think that yes.
I think you have.
I am not very sure, but I will say yes.
Okay. Well, it's important is to understand the definition and to distinguish the different ways you can use this vocabulary. So direct cost, as you can see here, is the cost that affect or it's involved directly in the production of something. Fixed costs are those that no matter if you sell or not, you have to pay that. So if you have, for example, a business and you rent a place, you must pay the rent, right? Even if you open the store or not, that's fixed cost. You are always have the same cost every month the same. Different than sometimes you sell more, sometimes you sell less. That is going to vary. Well, no matter if you sell more or less, the fixed costs are always the same. And variable costs, they change according to the production. If you produce more, you probably you sell more, you probably need to deliver more products, so it's going to move transportation, you are going to pay more transportation. So that moves their variable costs, right? When talking about cost of goods sold, the variable cost is making particular goods, for example, materials and salaries. Sometimes it depends if the providers probably increase the prices of raw material, the raw materials that you use for producing something. In that case, that raw material is going to affect the cost of the goods that you sell. Okay, so indirect costs, overhead costs, or overheads, 3 different names for the same, are not directly connected to the production, but they are involved in the accounting of the company, but they don't affect directly the production. For example, administration costs, right? So maybe janitors, some materials that you use in the office, things that are not directly connected with the production, but anyway, you have to pay for them. So here it says the 2 last lines is like some costs, especially indirect ones, are also called expenses. That's a new word, probably, expenses. Costing is the activity of calculating cost. That's good that some verbs are very similar than nouns, so we don't have to memorize too many things. Amounts calculated for particular things are costing. Questions about this, guys? Any questions? Is that clear?
Yes.
All right, and finally we have margins and markups. Margins and markups. So let's read this to finish. Okay, I think everybody has read already. Oh, Jose, you're back. Jose, can you please help us reading this, margins and markups? From here to here. Jose.
I can read, Miss.
Okay, honey. Thank you. You do it.
Margins and markup. Margins and markup. Here are the calculations for one of the Nordic folks. Selling price, 50,000 euros. Direct production cost, 35,000 euros. Selling price minus direct production cost. Gross margin, 15,000. Total cost, 40,000 euros. Selling price minus total cost. Net margin, profit margin, or markup. 10,000 euros. The net margin or profit margin is usually given as a percentage of selling price. In this case, 20%. The markup is usually given as a percentage of the total cost. In this case, 25%.
Very good. Thanks for reading everything. Well, we have different types of margins or markups, right? Or how to calculate it. So we have selling price. You know, the price that you sell something is different than the cost, obviously. Usually it's higher. And then we have direct production costs, those that affect directly to the product, as we read before. Also, we have the gross margin, which is easily the difference between the selling price and the direct cost production, right? And total cost in this case will be 40,000 euros. Let's suppose it is 40,000 euros. So we have selling price minus total cost, selling price 50,000 minus total cost. We have a margin or a markup of 10,000 euros. Okay, usually it's given in percentage. The margin that is recommended to sell something is about 20 and 30% more than your production cost. So when you make something, after you calculate the time you invest doing that, the money, the materials, all the costs that you need, you increase about 20 to 30%, and that is the recommended selling price. Sometimes it depends on the market, the demand, offer, etc. That's a little bit something to consider. But in general idea, this is the way we calculate it, right? Okay, guys, questions about this? Questions? No? Yes?
No.
Is that all right? Well, so right now, thank you very much for your attention, but the class is not over yet.